everybody, I hope you're all well. I decided it was time to do a little update from the cabin with me and Mr. Fox. It's been a couple of weeks since my first video and there's been a few bits going on, a few things happening. So last week was a very emotional week to say the least. In the run up to my chemotherapy treatment, the doctor had referred me to a fertility clinic locally to talk about fertility preservation. So we went along, they were really great, really friendly, explained everything to us, explained the whole procedure. So the reason why you look at fertility preservation is because chemotherapy can affect your reproductive system. It can affect your eggs, and depending on which chemotherapy option you go for, there's kind of differing percentages. So with the ABVD, there's about a 10% chance that the chemotherapy can affect your fertility. With the BRCA, it's higher. So with the BRCA, it's about 40 to 50%, which is quite scary. After speaking to the doctor, he explained that it can send you into early menopause. That's not a word or two words that any woman wants to hear. Quite scary. However, he explained all of the options, and it's fantastic the options that they actually give you. So how it works is very similar to IVF. You do hormone injections to stimulate follicle growth. So they're looking to get some really good quality follicles from you basically for your next cycle. The plan would have been to inject from day 2 of my next cycle, so my next period. And then after about 10 days, they then harvest the best follicles, or harvest the eggs, and then they freeze those eggs, so then you can use them once you're better, once you've got through all your chemotherapy, you've been into remission, and the doctors are happy for you to try again, which apparently can be about 2.5 years, which is also a little bit scary. The other option is they look at actually mixing your best eggs with your partner's sperm to create an embryo, and then they actually freeze the embryo or freeze the embryos again, so later on you can have implantation and then hopefully conceive a baby. So it's absolutely incredible what they can do. Now for myself, after having the consultation, I wasn't surprised by anything the doctor said to me. It all made sense. He said it would take about 2 weeks for the whole process, because obviously it's dependent on when your natural cycle starts. It also depends as well on how well your eggs are stimulated, and a lot of women going through IVF and similar will understand this. So you can get overstimulated. It might be that the stimulation doesn't quite work as well as it should, so it might carry on for a little bit longer until they're happy that they're ready to harvest. And when they do harvest your eggs, it's done with a needle. So they literally go in with a needle under sedation and then extract the relevant eggs and follicles. So that's how it works. Emotionally, I felt very confused after the consultation, because when I really thought about this timeline and how this could pan out, it was adding more weeks wait to my treatment, and I wasn't quite sure how this made me feel really. I realised it could be 4 to 5 weeks, maybe even 6, because after speaking to my nurse as well afterwards, she said normally they wait about a week to 10 days afterwards before they start the chemotherapy. Then you've got things like the clinic hours are every Wednesday, and obviously you need to go to clinic to get your bloods checked before you start. And then with the beer cup, which is the option that I'm going for, it would be the following Monday normally that you'd start, and before you know it, you're adding weeks on to your wait. So I discussed it with family and friends, and I had to make a really, really, really difficult decision. It's probably the most emotional decision I've ever had to make in my life, and that's whether or not to actually go for fertility preservation. It's something that I didn't think I'd question, but actually in the thick of it, in the moment, began to question it and made the decision not to go ahead. I feel in such a strong place mentally and physically. I feel intuitively that I'm ready for treatment now. I really just want to flush the Hodgkins through. I want to get better, and I feel like that's the first step. I know that it's taking a bit of a risk. The chemotherapy could affect my fertility, but it's a risk that I feel is right for now. And then it's a case of us reassessing afterwards and seeing what's happened. Obviously, I hope with all my heart that my eggs are safe, that my fertility stays good, that I recover really well, and that my cycles start up again, even if they do stop for a while. With all of this, it's all about having faith. It's all about hoping, obviously, for the best. But once I made the decision, I really felt like it was the right decision. It's so important to be empowered. It's so important to have that decision, and it's fantastic that most of us do. I was lucky because it's early stage lymphoma that the doctor gave me time to actually decide and time to go ahead with the treatment if I wanted to. And I think it's so important that women have that choice. For me, I almost felt like I shouldn't be saying no to it, and I surprised myself. But as I say, once I made the decision, I felt it was absolutely the right decision, and that's all part of it. It's your body, it's you going through that process with the hormones and with egg extraction and everything else. It's your decision. So I made my decision and I feel good for it. So that's the update for now. Also, I will be starting treatment now next Thursday. So because there's no more delays, I went to clinic yesterday, had a meeting with Dr. Fox and with Faith, and they've booked me in to start the BioCarp chemotherapy next Thursday. As I say, feeling really strong mentally, physically, in every other way. Going out walking loads, getting loads of exercise, enjoying the sunshine, and feeling really, really, really positive. Thank you all very, very much for your continued kind messages and support. They're keeping me really positive and really upbeat. I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll be posting another update soon. If you'd like to follow my Hodgkin's journey, please like, subscribe to YouTube. I will be posting these on Facebook as well, but it just means that you get an update once I post a new video, so it works really well. And I'll speak to you all soon. I'll be posting some wellbeing videos soon as well. Okay then, bye bye for now. Bye.